Welcome students. Lesson number 3, Triangles, Maths part 2, and today we are going to study perpendicular bisector theorem. So what is mean by perpendicular bisector theorem? Every point on the perpendicular bisector of the segment is equidistant from the end points of a segment. AB is a segment and A and B are the end points, and this line L is perpendicular bisector of AB. Then every point on line L is equidistant from the end points A and B. Suppose here is a point P on the perpendicular bisector L, then distance of a point P from A is a PA, and distance of a point P from B is a PB. Then PA is equal to PB. So every point on the perpendicular bisector of segment is equidistant from the end points of the segment. This is perpendicular bisector theorem. It is given in part first, and in part second its converse is given. Now we have to prove that PA is equal to PB. Draw segment AP and segment BP. Now here are two triangles, triangle PMA and triangle PMB. In these two triangles, segment AM congruent segment BM. This is given since M is a midpoint of AB, because this L is a perpendicular bisector of AB. L bisects AB at M, therefore M is a midpoint of AB, therefore segment AM congruent segment BM, it is a given. Then angle PMA congruent angle PMB, this is each of 90 degree, because line L is perpendicular to AB, therefore these two angles are 90 degree, therefore PMA angle congruent angle PMB is 90 degree, and segment PM congruent segment PM common side, because segment PM is for both the triangles PMA and PMB. From these two triangles, triangle PMA and triangle PMB are congruent due to side angle side test. Therefore they are congruent by SAS test. Therefore segment PA congruent segment PB, these two segments are congruent. This is due to the corresponding sides of the congruent triangles. Therefore PA is equal to PB. PA is equal to PB. This we can write here CS CT, corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Therefore PA is equal to PB. Thus every point on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the end points of the segment. Now its converse is given in part second. Any point equidistant from the end points of a segment lies on the perpendicular bisector of a segment. Let P is a point which is equidistant from point A and point B, that is PA is equal to PB. Then the point P lies on the perpendicular bisector of AB. This is a converse of perpendicular bisector theorem. Now construction is take point M as the midpoint of AB and draw PM. We have to draw PM and take M as the midpoint of AB. Then there are two triangles, triangle PAM and triangle PBM. In these two triangles, segment PA is equal to segment PB. It is given. Segment AM congruent segment BM because M is a midpoint of AB. Segment AM congruent segment BM. M is a midpoint of AB. Segment PA congruent segment PB. It is a given. Segment PM congruent segment PM. It is a common side for both the triangles. Therefore, these two triangles, triangle PAM and triangle PBM, are congruent due to side test. Side test. So yes test. Therefore, angle PMA congruent angle PMB. Therefore, this angle is congruent to this angle. But this is due to the CACT. But angle PMA plus angle PMB is equal to 180 degree because these two angles are angles in linear pair. Therefore, angle PMA plus angle PMB is equal to 180 degree. But angle PMA is equal to angle PMB. Therefore, we put here angle PMA in the place of angle PMB. Therefore, angle PMA plus angle PMA 180 degree. Therefore, 2 into angle PMA is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, angle PMA is equal to 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. Therefore, this segment PM is perpendicular to segment AB. Therefore, but M is a midpoint of AB. M is a midpoint of AB and PM is perpendicular to AB. Therefore, this PM is perpendicular bisector of AB. Therefore, point P lies on the perpendicular bisector of AB. This is converse of perpendicular bisector theorem. Any point equidistant from the end points of a segment lies on the perpendicular bisector of a segment. Next point is angle bisector theorem. Every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of an angle. This ray QS is bisector of angle PQR, and every point on this bisector QS is equidistant from the sides of an angle, side PQ and side QR. From side PQ and side QR, every point on the bisector QS is equidistant. Here we have to show segment AB congruent segment AC, and it is given that ray QS is bisector of angle PQR and point A is any point on ray QS and segment AB perpendicular QP and segment AC perpendicular QR, and we have to show that ray AB congruent ray AC. Now let's see, here are two triangles, triangle ABQ and triangle ACQ. In these two triangles, segment QA is a common. Therefore, segment QA congruent segment QA, common side. Angle ABQ congruent angle ACQ is 90 degree, and this angle BQA or AQB, angle AQB, this angle, and angle AQC, this angle is congruent because ray QS is bisector of angle PQR. So for in these two triangles, angle side. So these two triangles are congruent by AAS test. Therefore triangle ABQ congruent triangle ACQ by AA test. Therefore segment AB congruent segment AC. This is a CSCT, congruent sides of corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Therefore every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of angle. Now converse of this theorem is any point equidistant from the sides of an angle is on the bisector of angle. Any point equidistant, any point, that is the point A, equidistant from sides of angle PQ and PR is on the bisector of angle. A is a point in the interior of the angle PQR and ray AC perpendicular to QR and ray AB is perpendicular to QP and side AB congruent side AC. Then we have to prove that ray QE is a bisector of angle PQR, that is angle BQA is equal to angle CQA. Now here are also two triangles are formed, triangle ABQ and triangle ACQ. In these triangles angle ABQ is equal to angle ACQ, each 90 degree. Then this side AB congruent side AC, it is a given. Then this is a hypotenuse. This is 90 degree angle, therefore QA is a hypotenuse for triangle ABQ, and also this is 90 degree, therefore QA is a hypotenuse for triangle ACQ. Therefore hypotenuse QA is a common, so hypotenuse QA is a congruent hypotenuse QA, that is common side. Therefore triangle ABQ congruent triangle ACQ. In these two triangles one angle is a 90 degree, one side is a congruent and hypotenuse is a common or congruent. Therefore these two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test. Therefore angle BQA congruent angle CQA. This is due to CACT, corresponding angles of congruent triangles. As these two angles are congruent, ray QA is a bisector of angle PQR. Therefore ray QA is bisector of angle PQR. Therefore any point equidistant from the sides of an angle is on the bisector of angle. This is a converse of angle bisector theorem. And what is angle bisector theorem? Every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of an angle. Now next theorem is properties of inequalities of sides and angles of a triangle. Theorem is if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to greater side is greater than the angle opposite to smaller side. If any triangle is given and its sides are unequal, then the angle opposite to greater side is greater than the angle opposite to smaller side. Now in triangle XYZ, side XZ is greater than side XY. Then the angle opposite to XZ is angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. So angle opposite to greater side is greater than angle opposite to smaller side. This is we have to prove here. that is angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. Now in triangle XYZ, take a point P on XZ such that XY is equal to XP and draw segment YP. Now here is a triangle XYP. In this triangle XY is equal to XP. Therefore this is isosceles triangle. So in case of isosceles triangle, it is a theorem, the angle opposite to congruent sides are congruent. Therefore here angle opposite to XP, that is this angle, and angle opposite to XY is this angle are congruent. Therefore angle XYP is equal to angle XPY. Now let's see, this angle XPY is a exterior angle for the triangle YPZ. We know that measure of exterior angle is greater than its remote interior angles. Therefore this angle XPY is greater than angle PZY. Therefore angle XPY is greater than angle PZY. Angle XPY is greater than angle PZY, but this angle is equal to this angle. Therefore angle XYP is greater than angle PZY. Angle XYP is greater than angle PZY. So add this angle in this angle. Therefore angle XYP is greater than angle PZY. So angle XYP plus angle PYZ is also greater than angle PZY. So angle XYP plus angle PYZ is also greater than angle PZY. Therefore sum of these two angles is angle XYZ is greater than angle PZY, that is angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. Therefore we can say this theorem: if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angles opposite to the greater side is greater than angle opposite to smaller side. Now part second, if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to smaller angle. So this is the converse of this theorem. In triangle ABC, this angle B is greater than angle C, and we have to prove that the side opposite to this greater angle, that is AC, is greater than side opposite to smaller angle, that is AB. So we have to prove that AC greater than AB. There are three possibilities: AC less than AB, AC is equal to AB, and AC greater than AB. If AC less than AB, AC less than AB, that is AB is a greater and AC is a less. Therefore if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to greater side is a greater. Here greater side is AB, so angle opposite to AB is angle C, and smaller side is AC, so angle opposite to smaller side is B is smaller. Therefore angle C is greater than angle B here, but we have given angle C is less than angle B given. This create contradiction. Therefore our assumption AC less than AB is wrong. If AC is equal to AB, these two sides are equal, then the side, according to the isosceles triangle property, AC is equal to AB, then B is equal to C. So angle B is equal to C. But it is given that angle B is greater than angle C. This also creates contradiction. Therefore AC is equal to AB is also wrong. Therefore remaining possibility, that is AC greater than AB, is correct. Therefore theorem is: if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to greater angle is greater. than the side opposite to smaller angle. Now the next theorem is sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Triangle ABC is any triangle, and we have to prove that AB plus AC is greater than BC, AB plus BC is greater than AC, and AC plus BC is greater than AB. Sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Now take a point D on ray BA such that AD is equal to AC. AD is equal to AC is a construction. Now in triangle ADC, this angle and this angle are congruent because AD is equal to AC according to the isosceles triangle property. Therefore angle ACD plus angle ACB, sum of these two angles is greater than angle ADC. Angle ADC is equal to angle ACD. These two angles are equal, but the sum of these two angles, that is angle ACD plus angle ACB, is greater than this angle. But this angle, sum of these two angles is angle BCD. Therefore angle BCD is greater than angle ADC. So this angle is greater than this angle. Therefore side opposite to this angle, that is BD, is greater than side opposite to this angle BC. Therefore BD is greater than BC. Side opposite to greater angle is greater. But BD is equal to AB plus AD. BA plus AD. BD is equal to BA plus AD greater than BC. BA plus AD greater than BC. But AD is equal to AC. So BA plus AC greater than BC. Similarly, we can prove AB plus BC greater than AC and BC plus AC greater than AB. Therefore, sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side is proved.